From the capital of the Commonwealth, this is USL League One Soccer on ESPN+. We're at City Stadium in Richmond, Virginia, home to the Kickers as they play host to the Lansing Ignite FC. Good evening and welcome, everybody. My name is Jeff Radcliffe. Thanks for tuning in for this, the third and final meeting between Lansing and Richmond this season. The USL League One year runs from March to October, yet these two teams have played now 3 games in the span of 35 days. Both wins going to the expansion Ignite. 3-2 in the home opener for Richmond in that season opener, and then 3-1 in a game that saw a red card happen in the first 30 minutes against Richmond. But since the Kickers have rattled off 2 straight wins, 1-0 and 1-0 against Greenville and Chattanooga respectively, Joe Gallardo had the game-winning goal in both of those. He leads the team with 3, as you see. Former and current U.S. Youth International, and right now in the running to be the USL League One Player of the Month. On the other side, Lansing Ignite welcoming back Ricky Lopez-Espin back to the starting lineup after being suspended the last 3 games. He's a guy who's played in Major League Soccer last year for Real Salt Lake, guy out of Miami, Florida, who can really light things up at the top of that formation for the Lansing Ignite. Well, the Richmond Kickers have only conceded a goal to 1 team this season. It just happens to be the team they're playing tonight, the Lansing Ignite. We'll have starting 11s and kickoff next.
At CBS 6, our office is out here.
New faces.
New players.
New ownership.
New challenges.
New league.
New opponents.
New rivals.
Joyful.
Authentic.
United.
Still your team.
Still our liaison.
Still the Richmond Kickers.
It's not just Zach's daydream. For the most epic weather coverage in Central Virginia, trust the CBS 6 Weather Authority.
New faces.
New players.
New ownership.
New challenges.
New league.
New opponents.
New rivals.
Joyful.
Authentic.
United.
Still your team.
Still our liaison.
Still the Richmond Kickers.
We are back at City Stadium in the capital of the state of Virginia in Richmond, in a facility that has seen lots of soccer and lots of American football as well. The 90-year-old City Stadium as the teams take the field. Let's take a look at the starting 11s first for the hometown Richmond Kickers. They come in 2-2-1 under their second-year head coach David Bulow, and it will be a 4-1-4-1 setup. And we're going to see Abubakar Keita make his starting debut, the loanee from the Columbus Crew. Akwe, Shanoski, and Bolduc across the back. Rodriguez will be the guy pulling the strings in the center of the midfield. Dennis Chin, a one-time USL Golden Boot winner there on that left wing. Mawape on the right, a guy who's now just getting healthy, feeding it all up top to Jackson. And, of course, Joe Gallardo, who we talked about in the open, will work alongside Josh Hughes. For Lansing Ignite, things were working against the against Kickers the 2 times they've played previously, but they have not won any other games. 2 and 3 coming in. Head coach Nate Miller, and he's going to try out a 3-4-3. Stoneman, Fricky, and Koifik is going to be back in after missing a couple of games. Kyle Carr moves up into the midfield. Reese Williams, Nick Moon will be on the outside of that 4 in the mid. And a lot of options ahead. This is a team that will press with Celso St. Duke, Ricky Lopez Espin, and Tumi Moshibane. Again, the Ignite 2 and 3. They've lost 2 in a row, but you look at how they've lost a couple of these games. The Toronto FC 2 game in particular, they gave up a free kick, a goal, and a penalty kick. Otherwise, if you looked at the stats, they should have won that game and really dominated possession at FC Tucson, yet lost 0-2. And their other loss earlier this season at Greenville, and they had 2 red cards in that one. So feel a bit aggrieved when we talked with Nate Miller this week. But hey, nothing makes things better by playing a team you've beaten twice. Richmond, on the other hand, looking for a spell of vengeance, as David Bulow telling us that his team is starting to figure things out a little bit. I'm really encouraged by the work rate and the way the guys have been playing at a high level. Our referee tonight, Matt Franz. He'll be assisted by Nicholas Seymour, Megan Mullen, and the 4th official is Otto Leon. It will be Lansing to kick off left to right here, or right to left. In the traveling blue, currently in 8th position, and it is game on in Richmond. We'll cut it across. Again, Stoneman, Fricke, and Koifik. The en vogue 3-man back line. As Kyle Carr now moving back into that center midfield spot. A guy that Coach Miller raved about. Making his 6th start and 6 appearances. Nick Moon will work it ahead. This team, the Lansing Ignite, won their season opener on this field back on March 30th. Comes from that right side. And it's going to be put out for our first corner of the match. It's going to come to the Ignite. In front of that red army with the red smoke wafting left to right. So an opportunity here in the crafty foot of Tumi Moshibane. That one along the ground could have done a little better, but we'll get another crack at it. Coming away was in Fitzgerald, and now the counter the other way. On the left side, Chin on the ball for the first time. More Orlando City standout. Was at Pittsburgh last year before a couple of years in Israel. Look at near side to Bolduc. Rodriguez will take the space afforded to him. Back on the left. And it will stay with the kickers. Our conversations with Coach Bulow, a former Richmond player, replaced Lee Cowlishaw, another former Richmond player. You look at this organization that's been around since really 1993, along with Charleston, the oldest American soccer clubs in the nation. Look at Akwe, who's on that USL Team of the Week. And sent down into the corner. The chase is on for Hughes. Runs out of real estate. And it will be a goal kick for Lansing Ignite. Their goalkeeper Kyle Inn making his 2nd start. A little pressure being shown by the kickers here. They back off. Apparently a whistle. halfway line, getting in a good foul. And we'll get a restart for Lansing. Nick Moon won a fly-in. It's Carr making the switch. Stoneman. All the way on that right side. Ignite really on the front foot here to start. 5th minute. Chin unable to get there. And again the press yielding a chance here for Lansing. Shot on the way, curled off the crossbar. Oh my goodness gracious, that would have brought the house down for Lansing's bench. Well, they've had positive starts every time they've played this team. You see the ability of Moon to cut in on that right foot, and he had Akira Fitzgerald on the move. And will yield a throw here for the Ignite. And Lansing coming in off 2 straight defeats, Richmond 2 straight wins. And they had it figured out. And we'll figure out a throw in. For the 50-50. It's like a game of foosball at the moment. Cycling back around is Bolduc. A versatile player now in his 3rd season in Richmond. And trying to release it. Daniel Jackson giving chase, too much on it. Here's Carr, steady presence. Kyle Carr, former NJCAA All-American. Headed back towards the inside post. And again, Nick Moon getting a good crack at things. That one right at the edge of the area. Cerda. Now Carr. Using the big body to control. Lofted in. Fitzgerald can't corral it. Moon on it again. Inside the 18. Sends it across. And the intervention made. It will be put out to the near side. There's Moon. And pawed forward by Fitzgerald. 31-year-old veteran. And a pressure continuing to be put on by the visiting team. Carr collects. Stoneman. Oh, searching ball, had the right idea. Peeling for a foul was Celso. Quickly back up. Chin, see it come back. It'll be a throw to the Richmond Kickers. Franchise now in its 28th season. Alluding to that a little bit earlier. Look at everybody in that organization. They're all former players. Their chairman, Rob Ukrop, number 6. Of course, Lee Cowlishaw, now the director of football, the 19-year head coach. It is a heritage club in American soccer. They're trying to make their home here in USL League One this season. And we'll check an apparent head injury here in the 9th minute. training staff quickly out. I know how important it is for training staff to make sure they judge these head injuries correctly. Yeah, forehead to back of the head never feels good, and usually the guy, the back of the head hurts the most. If he rubs it, and we'll try to get himself collected and check in. So Daniel Jackson, the Pittsburgh native, did not win the joust. Appears to be okay. Referee Matt Franz sorting things out. Richmond has been backpedaling here to start. Sometimes you just face a bogey team. A team that gives you some trouble, whatever it's the tactics of the formation or the personnel. Sometimes you got to find a way around that. David Bulow quick to point out, we've given up 6 goals all season. All 3 of them have come to this team. We've shut everybody else out. And it's good work there by Moon, getting it back to his keeper, Kyle Inn, Wisconsin native. Stoneman. All the energy has been with the visitors to start. And Richmond continuing to try to settle in here on their home pitch. Continuing to work that left side with Maloney, Abubakar. And David Bulow said, we know they're going to press. They're dangerous in the attack. But we feel that our lack of understanding of what we were trying to do and our poor play led to the chances they had in the 2 games, and we've gotten a lot better since. They are a team that press hard. Bolduc going up high on that right side in this age of modern fullbacks. Rodriguez looking to initiate the switch, completed by Shinosky. Akwe could bring it back the other way. And it's at the foot finally of Mwape. He'll cut inside on the left foot. Good stick by Kyle Carr. And here come Ignite FC. That one got away. Well, you watch Lansing on film, and number 8 just jumps out at you. Played at Lansing United last year for Coach Nate Miller, the PDL level. Chinny, as he was affectionately known in Orlando, and he was scoring goal after goal in his first stint in USL. Shinosky, 7-year-old veteran, along with Dennis Chin and Akira Fitzgerald, those experienced leaders that David Bulow trying to rely on this season. The influx of so many young players. One of those is Mwape, who you saw there. Keita. And now they're trying to work up the left side, conceding a foul, is Lansing. And it's Gallardo, the player that got nicked down. Take a closer look. Getting his money's worth. Celso St. Duke, Haitian international. Gallardo has a goal streak going. Got 2 game-winning goals in the last 2. Something in the offing here. The approach with the right foot. Get a wicked spin on it. Back to Fitzgerald. To think, Lansing being a northern team, the pressing they're doing as you get into the summer and you go into the southeastern United States where there are a number of teams in USL League One that you're going to have to pick your spots to press. Conventional wisdom says you're not going to be able to do that for 90 minutes in the humidity, especially when you're not used to it up in Michigan. But we will see. And a long season to go. Back to it, and we'll stay with Richmond. Champions of the USISL back in 1995, the A-League. In 97, back then 01 they were the champions. A couple of championships in USL 2, and even won a US Open Cup. We'll get into that a little bit at halftime as that's in full swing as USL League One teams get into the competition this coming week, Tuesday and Wednesday. Kickers won the championship before MLS even existed. And Chen trying to make his case that it was not off of him. Dennis listed from Jamaica, but spent his high school years in Oviedo, Florida. And became a hometown player for Orlando City SC when they joined USL in 2011. Won a couple of championships there. Played at Rollins College under Dr. Keith Buckley. And has family members in different aspects of the game. His dad, a youth soccer aficionado, at Orlando City Youth Soccer for many years, Kirk. And his brother Jamie, a former collegiate soccer star, is the communications department of the Chicago Fire. But Dennis Chen still playing. Back to Fitzgerald. There's Mwape. At the foot of Chen. And that was Jackson. Holds up just enough for Mwape again. Has the overlap. Goes to Bolduc. Has the byline into the 6, and too heavy a touch. And it yields nothing, but kicker's starting to settle in here in now the 18th minute. Kicker's ball. Bolduc. Shanoski will have to go back to Fitzgerald. Ignite with a half-hearted press that time. They just kind of wait to pounce when you're least expecting. As Lopez Espin was in on that. And it'll be a throw to Ignite FC. corner. So Duke on that right side. That one took a deflection, and just to be safe, Akira Fitzgerald had to climb the ladder and put it over. So another dangerous ball put in by Lansing. There's a corner kick, it's already away. And skirts across the back post, in behind for a goal kick, 20 minutes down. Headed forward by Stoneman. Hooked down, must be a foul at will. Both not inclined to agree with the referee, Matt Franz. Moshe Bane will walk it off. Two teams getting after it here. Lansing conceding the possession at the moment, 57% of it going to Richmond. Who have yet to register a shot. Lansing has 3 and 1 on target. Shanoski is steady as she comes. Appearances for Richmond. A couple of different stints. Chin doing his best to save it. And a throw-in comes the way of Lansing Ignite FC. Back-to-back defeats versus Toronto FC2 and at FC Tucson. They're in the midst of a span of 5 games in 16 days. So there was going to be a bit of squad rotation tonight. One of the reasons Alex Bruce not in the lineup. Christian Silva, another one who has seen some starting time. Both of these teams will have U.S. Open Cup matches early next week. Richmond Tuesday against Virginia United. Lansing Ignite will face Ann Arbor. Both amateur sides. It's Fitzgerald. Bulldog with the pressure coming from Lopez Espin. I think each of these teams now know exactly what the other are trying to do. It's just about executing. Here is Joe Gallardo. Works it left. Chin catches up. Gallops. And a little dance in that corner. Unable to get anything from it. As Boubacar Keita, homegrown player with Crew SC in Major League Soccer. And the second appearance and first start tonight here in USL League One. Carr coming together with Gallardo. Tracking back Reese Williams. Inside the zone 18, Fitzgerald boots it away. It's shaping to be a beautiful night. Capital city of Richmond, Virginia. Looking for back-to-back wins at home with the first yellow of the match. And it's going to go to Ivo Cerda, second yellow card of the season. So into the book he goes. 4th minute. Santiago, Chile native. Yeah, that's a bit rash. Luckily, that's all it was. But now keep in mind, both of these teams have had red card issues this season. There's Jackson, still looking for his first goal. Nice ball put in, though. As David Bulow said, Jackson, player that is primed to break out after spending last season in Finland and Tasmania. How about that combination of places to play in a season? Opposite sides of the world. And down is Josh Hughes. Guy who understands his role, according to Coach Bulow. And a foul given. So we'll be about 35 yards from goal. Gallardo doing the job. Let's see if there's anything off the training ground here that the Kickers can do to get their first ever lead against Lansing. Look, they were down 3-0 in the opener on March 30th. Then it was a 0-0 game on the road on the 18th of April, but then they had a man sent off and ended up losing that one 3-1. Goals change games. That's the adage every coach will tell you. If you can get a lead, that kind of changes things and makes your opponent play a little bit different. It will be Gallardo, 21-year-old with all the quality in that right foot, will approach. Pegs it with his laces, and it's right into the cut of Kyle In. Kyle Ein, but it was in his hand safely. Haven't seen evidence of it, but it is Star Wars night at City Stadium tonight. It is May 4th. Here will be free kick awarded just on the other side of halfway, and another yellow. So getting his is Grant Stoneman. And that's his 4th yellow card of the season. So they're starting to rack up for the man from St. Charles, Illinois. In the 27th, let's see if he was naughty. And got there a little bit late. You start racking up a couple of those, then you've got to play a little bit differently in order to avoid getting a second. That's what happened to Maxi Rodriguez for Richmond at Lansing. He picked up a couple of yellows in a span of about 10 minutes, and he was off about 30, 35 minutes in. And changed that game drastically. And running out of real estate again is Bolduc. Deep throw upcoming for Ignite FC. As the kickers look to trap him inside. Good work from Maxi Rodriguez. Settled in on the restart. Turned over, trying to find Malape in space. Akwe, 50-50s, two teams jousting in the air. Carr's going to win most of those. 6 foot in the center of the park. Stoneman picked up the yellow moments ago. And with 3 in the back. Coach Miller telling us the idea is to get more numbers in the middle of the field. And that's why we like to play it. And play continues. Taya Mwape. And will roll to Fitzgerald. The left foot. Oh, did not get it away cleanly. And Dennis Chin will have a throw. And he'll leave it. Keita. Richmond now with 58% of the possession. They do now have a shot. And the one shot was on target to the 3-1 for Lansing. And here they come the other way on the counter. Some pace. And Keita did well to keep that one from being crossed in. And the Red Army, you see the support there, appreciative for that effort tracking back. As also St. Duke had a beat on things. Here's Oshabane. Moon. They've provided some danger there on that left. Moon off his chest. One-on-one, a bit of a Meg. Gets around, he's free in the 18. Sends it to the back stick and misses it by just a hair. How did that not go in? Might have been an anthill or something that pushed it wide. How about that move? Get off my back. So 2 Megs en route, but couldn't finish. Nick Moon, Waukesha, Wisconsin. There's a corner kick to Moshibane. Curls in, it's a good one. Kier Fitzgerald punches it high. And it comes near side. Kyle Carr bumped off, and that's not going to work. Carr takes 2 to take him off the ball. And still some work to do. Mwape into the open space. Long cross to Chin, able to bring it down with his right foot. Dennis Chin at the 18, holds it up. Right at the penalty spot, shot away. It is good. Dennis Chin has the opener in the 32nd minute. And Chin is in his second goal of the season and the first lead of the season against Lansing for Richmond. And lightning strikes. He set this up and then knew the spot to run to. A little give and go, and made no mistake. And it'll be tough to see now, the red smoke wafting at City Stadium. Goal in the 32nd minute. 1-0 to the good for the Kickers here on their home field. As the weather starting to get warm in Central Virginia. 2 shots and 2 on target now for Richmond. They've made the most of the times they've been down there. Changes things a bit now. Ignite forced to chase here for the next 12 minutes of this first half before they can go into the dressing room and kind of recalibrate things. They were on the front foot for the first 10-15 minutes of this game. Richmond absorbed that pressure. Yeah, you see, it's Ignite have been out shooting them, but both have been on target, and that one yielded a goal. Here's Mwape. See, the skip in the step now. Race to that backside, and Jackson will run out of real estate. Nice hurdling job, though. Looking at the Opta stats, it looks like they've given the goal to Wahab Akwe, but that's not the case. That was definitely Dennis Chin. We'll get that straight, I'm sure. Chin, the second goal of the season. This is a guy who did not start the first couple of matches. Just kind of getting into form. What a weapon. You combine him with Gallardo and Jackson and Moape. That's one thing that David Beulah was telling us. We're close. Guys have been saying to me with their play that they can't be dropped in this last run of a couple of wins. It's been a challenge for us as a staff to juggle what the best team is and what personnel to put in and out. It's a positive, though. The U.S. Open Cup coming up, we're going to have that rotation, the guys understanding what we're doing and improving day by day. Boy, it's cliche, but so true. And now Chin takes one in the back of the head and will stop play. And you see the bench of the Ignite not really happy with the referee call. Not sure what they saw. Chin the goal and Hughes the assist. His first of the season. The ball was played in by Chin. Hughes just gave it back to him, and he put it left of the keeper, Kyle Ine. And now we'll check out the health of Dennis. The opener in this first half, 32nd minute, that's the difference. 1-0 Richmond Kickers looking for their third straight win and first of the season against Lansing here in their third and final game of the year. We talked in the open, you've played this opponent now 3 times in 35 days, and the season's not even a month and a half old. And just 10 teams in the league. So a quirk of the scheduling. I don't believe for a second that Richmond wasn't motivated this week by a bit of vengeance. Turn the tables on these guys. And they were down 3-0 in the opener on this field. And then had a red card go against them on the road. And 3 points tonight, but putting Richmond on 10 and then put them up in the league lead, or near it anyway. Oh, closing speed of Moape, impressive. Now a little pressure coming. Long switch. Throw in Lansing. Urgency here now as we draw late in this first half. Sun going down. Short free kick away from Carytown. Hands of the fan. It's a 90-year-old park. City Stadium. Opened in 1929. And a lot of history. The University of Richmond football team, but the Kickers, who have been playing there since '93. Building hosted a World Cup qualifier in 1996 for the '98 World Cup. USA beat Trinidad and Tobago 2-0 in that one. Thomas Dooley and Eric Winalda, one of his 34 goals for Team USA. Of course, World Cup history in Michigan, of course, with Eric Winalda. Pontiac Silverdome in '94 hit that epic free kick. Give USA 1-1 draw against Switzerland. So this is a game where you can always find those ties. Falling down now. Shabane. Starting to get a bit dark. Continue the talk. Eric Winalda, coaching Las Vegas Lights FC in the USL Championship. They play later tonight against Sacramento. So you can find all these relationships. It's a small world, the soccer community. Back it goes. Stoneman, Fricky, and Koifik. Lansing trying to avoid their third straight loss. And another player down. Just outside the center circle. And the clock will tick, and we check in on Maxi Rodriguez, holding that right shoulder. Busy day for the training staff thus far. Chance for everybody to take on some hydration. Now, conversations with Nate Miller, Lansing's head coach. It's been a change going from Lansing United, being a head coach at Spring Arbor University in the NAIA ranks, to running a pro club. He's telling us it's more than just training and playing games. When you're a small club, you got to wear a lot of hats. We've got a lot of first-year professionals that have done extremely well thus far. And we want the ethos of our club to be that we want names to be made here and have this be the players' launching pad. And we're off to a flying start with 2 wins against Richmond in their first 3 games. And on the heels a bit right now is Rodriguez up and shaking things off. This is a Lansing team that really has gotten contributions from everywhere. Not one player has more than 1 goal. But he did admit, yeah, we can score from all over the field, but we do need to get our forwards going. We need to get Alex Bruce. We need to get Ricky Lopez-Espin. We need to get Celso and Xavier Gomez. Any more on that score sheet. Lopez-Espin and Gomez do have a goal apiece. So does Bruce. Moon, very active there on the left side. Good emergency defense. And Chin underneath it. Gallardo. It's pushed. David Bulow not liking that one. Quickly off the bench. Yields a throw for Lansing. Vital win. Nick Moon has been strong there with a full head of steam, and now the chase is on to the corner, and they'll come back the other way. Ran out of space in front of that Red Army. Well, Lansing Ignite were Lansing United. They had an affiliation with Chicago Fire. Richmond for many years affiliated with DC United in MLS. 2004 to 2018. Of course, DC United now starting their own. Loudoun United getting off in the USL Championship this year. Well, Shabane lifts it up into the expensive seats. Out to the left foot and lifted it. Better keep your head on a swivel when you're sitting in the corporate seats there. Liable to use your chicken wing or your spritzer. Pace from Mataya Moape to catch it. He's got the quicks. Shabane forcing it back. Mahabakwe. Good ball movement here. The latter portions of this half. Richmond 1, Lansing 0. Dennis Chin the goal. Josh Hughes the assist. Happened in the 32nd minute if you're just joining us. Waiting to see how much stoppage time we'll have. It's going to be 3 minutes with the goal and a couple of injuries. Stoppage time here at City Stadium brought to you by Kreger's. Come out, grab life by the beer. So 3 minutes of it for you. And Lansing continuing to chase after a very bright start. We'll have highlights, stats, and go around the USL at halftime, among other things, so make sure you stay tuned. So pushing for an equalizer late in the half, that won't get it done. Reese Williams zigged when he should have zagged. 1 minute of the 3 minutes minimum gone. Select is the official ball supplier of the USL League One and many of the finest leagues in the world since 1947. Select has been the leader in soccer ball quality and innovation. For the latest Select products and special offers, please visit selectsportamerica.com. Kyle Line, Reno last year. He's conceded just his third goal of the season. Stoneman on a line to Moon. Ada disrupted. About a minute to go. To the far side, front of the touchline, comes back. Kyle Carr. Stoneman coming all the way up into the attack. Brad Stoneman. And that will go out of play. That may help kickers get out of here or in this first half with a 1-0 advantage. No hurry to get this ball in. Buck will wait, get a better ball. See that halftime whistle and then make those tactical adjustments. Bolduc sent it all the way across. We've played the 3. Moon. Taken away by Moape. Just clear this. We'll probably hear the whistle. Not yet. Carr keeping it alive. Kyle Carr comes through. Moshabane to the back stick. Akwe was there. And we'll let this play even further. And there is the halftime whistle. So some nervy moments for Richmond's back line there at the end, but they've got a 1-goal advantage going into the halftime locker room on Lansing as they look for their 3rd straight win here in the USL League One. Dennis Chin, his 2nd goal of the season, the assist to Josh Hughes. It came in the 32nd minute. Well, 1-0 to the good for the Richmond Kickers over Lansing Ignite FC. Our halftime show will start right after this.
CBS 6 is a proud partner.
It's not just Zach's daydream. For the most epic weather coverage in Central Virginia, trust the CBS 6 Weather Authority.
New faces.
New players.
New ownership.
New challenges.
New league.
New opponents.
New rivals.
Joyful.
Authentic.
United.
Still your team.
Still obvious on.
Still the Richmond Kickers.
At CBS 6, our office is out here.
New faces.
New players.
New ownership.
New challenges.
New league.
New opponents.
New rivals.
Joyful.
Authentic.
United.
Still your team.
Still obvious on.
Still the Richmond Kickers.
Oh, beautiful night shaping up in the capital city of Richmond, and the Kickers halfway to 3 points on this Saturday night. 1-0 to the good against Lansing Ignite FC. Weather beautiful, but it was not the case for Madison's home opener. Check out the pictures of this one as they were playing Greenville. The snow got deeper and deeper and deeper as the newcomers. It's a 30-minute delay, yet, of course, the cold is not going to keep natives of Wisconsin out of there. It's not going to stop you. A 30-minute delay, an impromptu game in the snow. They had the warm-ups, which are very necessary. You had the ATVs fitted with snow plows. You had the shovels clearing things off the lines. So the game pushed back a half hour. Fans saying, "You call this a storm?" It ended up being a 0-0 draw in the end. Madison's goalkeeper, by the way, who got the clean sheet, Ryan Coulter, called it 90 minutes of madness. He got the clean sheet. He called it the best environment I have ever played in. Look at the short sleeves on these guys in this situation on a frozen field. They got the job done, got the point in their snow opener. So Madison forward, looking forward to a big season. Coming up, the U.S. Open Cup getting underway for League One sides this week. The Kickers will take on amateur side Virginia United coming up on Tuesday at 7 o'clock start. You'll also have South Georgia Tormenta and the Chattanooga Red Wolves SC in that affair, an 8 o'clock start. Bavarian SC, borrowing a Bayern Munich logo, to take on forward Madison FC. Lansing Ignite, AFC Ann Arbor, and Greenville Triumph will take on South Georgia Tormenta in an all League One affair. So those are the 5 U.S. Open Cup matches coming your way this week. Richmond with a 0-0 lead over Lansing Ignite FC. Our halftime show continues right after we take a look around USL League One and the championship.
now. Morton's coming up. It's headed and in.
Nodded back in. Sandoval is there. So is Hamilton. Loose in front. It's Freighter. What a hit. New Mexico equalized in the dying moments. It's a hat trick for Freighter. Unbelievable at the lab.
Juan Pablo Capa with a direct free kick. Chips it. A goal! The equalizer for the captain.
Lomas in. Lomas! And how proud North Carolina FC. Lomas with his 6th goal of the season.
Back to the goal scorer. Barnby will try again. And another.
That is absolutely world class. That is much harder than it looks to do.
Didi Traore. Oh my goodness, what a run. Didi Traore crosses. Didi Traore! It is a work of magnificence.
Well, there's a look around United Soccer Leagues, and plenty of topics to get to as we really get into the thick of Week 9. You've got 10 teams in USL League One as of this year. There will be now 13 as USL League One welcomes expansion Omaha to play in 2020. They'll join Rochester and Penn as those 3 clubs. Use the hashtag USL Omaha 2020. Former UNO, Nebraska Omaha head coach and RSL Academy coach Jason Mims will be their head coach. Congratulations to the folks in eastern Nebraska. USL Academy Cup announced. They're going to compete by age group. And here's a look at the team of the week. We've got a Richmond kicker, 2 of them making that team after the victory last week against Chattanooga. You've got Wahabakwe and Mataya Mawape gracing that. Player of the week was Coutinho from Tormenta FC as he continues to romp his way through USL League One. And we mentioned Omaha getting the go-ahead to play. They will play at the home of the Storm Chasers, the minor league baseball team there. So they will join in 2020 as League One gets better and bigger every single year, and it's an underserved soccer market. Home to Creighton University, who's been a soccer powerhouse at the NCAA level. So good to see a professional soccer come to the Cornhusker State. That's coming your way in 2020. Upcoming schedule in league play. OCB hosting North Texas Soccer Club next Saturday. In fact, all these games coming up on May 11th for Madison FC. Going to be on the road at Chattanooga Red Wolves SC. In fact, that Orlando City V game will be on the road. Greenville Triumph at Lansing Ignite FC. And Richmond will host FC Tucson for the first time. Those are the games coming your way next week in USL League One. Well, the soccer world mourning the loss this week of a legend. Jimmy Banks, former U.S. men's national teamer, played in the World Cup in 1990. Good friends with Greenville head coach John Harkes, who had some great words to say this week. His former teammate passed away after a battle with cancer at the age of 54. So we're all mourning the loss of really a soccer legend as far as a player and a coach. He holds the distinction of really being a player who made his name in the indoor game with the Milwaukee Wave, a legendary team in the old MISL, and really made his way to the outdoor national team because of that. So lots of good words to say about the legacy that Jimmy Banks left. Of course, his son, a player for forward Madison FC and JC. So we all mourn the loss. Jimmy Banks dead at the age of 54. We'll be back.
It's not just Zach's daydream. For the most epic weather coverage in Central Virginia, trust the CBS 6 Weather Authority.
New faces.
New players.
New ownership.
New challenges.
New league.
New opponents.
New rivals.
Joyful.
Authentic.
United.
Still your team.
Still obvious on.
Still the Richmond Kickers.
Most connected morning team to each other and Central Virginia. And it's a good thing they are. CBS 6 This Morning.
New faces.
New players.
New ownership.
New challenges.
New league.
New opponents.
New rivals.
Joyful.
Authentic.
United.
Still your team.
Still obvious on.
Still the Richmond Kickers.
Back at City Stadium in Richmond, the Kickers with a 1-goal advantage against Lansing Ignite FC in the third and final meeting of this 2019 season. Let's take a look at the highlights from that first half, a half that started with Lansing Ignite FC on the front foot and going in to attack after attack, but Richmond able to absorb. As you will see here, Lansing Ignite had 5 shots. A lot of those came in the first few minutes. As a processional brought these teams out for the third time. And the press leading to opportunities. Moon here at the edge of the 18 curled that one off of the woodwork. And it looked like there was a team that was going to get the first tally in this one. It was going to be the visitors from Lansing. How about Kyle Carr trying to keep that alive? They kept the pressure going. And credit to Richmond as that was tipped over the bar again by Akira Fitzgerald. But they were able to batten down the hatches. It got a little bit contentious. A couple of heavy challenges. It brought out first of a couple of yellow cards. In fact, 2 on Lansing in that first half. And then here came Richmond halfway through, putting some shots on frame and testing Kyle Line. Again, yellow card number 2 to Stoneman. And those 2 guys on notice. And Moon continuing his onslaught has been really, really good and skims that one by the back stick. But Richmond able to get the goal. Dennis Chen, a little give and go here with Josh Hughes. Picked up his 2nd tally of the season and just put it to where the goalkeeper wasn't. And that's where we sit. 1-0 going into second half action. So finally, Richmond have the breakthrough against this team, taking a lead for the first time as night descends in the city of Richmond. Kickers will go from right to left as we call the action for you. My name is Jeff Radcliffe. So glad to have you along wherever you happen to be around the USL world, or if you're watching in the Old Dominion. Thanks for make us a part of your weekend. See what adjustments are made. Of course, 3 substitutions available. Looks like 1 will happen right now. And make out the number from all the way across the field. So 1 change made. And we'll update you on the subs as we get the information. So a change made by Lansing. So Kyle Carr, I thought had a really bright first half. Coming in, they're going out. Rafa Mincingen, player who's under the radar. I was talking about Kyle with head coach Miller, a guy who really, really loves. I know Kyle's father, Jeff Carr, watching tonight. longtime women's head coach at Eastern Florida State College. I know he's excited to have Kyle play in the midfield again once tonight, but he is out of the game now. And mincing in for just the third time this season, the native of Rio de Janeiro. And a crescendo building here at City Stadium, making a ton of noise. The Red Army. So one of the three available have been used by Nate Miller. 7 in, 8 out. When you trail, sometimes you got to put some attacking pieces on the board. Lansing drafted by Columbus Crew SC, 90th overall this year. Certainly glad to have him in the fold if you're Lansing. Product of Valparaiso. Let's see where he slots in. You see him number 7. And both of these teams will have some squad rotation they need to do with Open Cup coming up, and that could be part of the reason you're going to see some earlier subs tonight. That's the case with Kyle Carr. Richmond trying to see out their third straight win in the ascendancy tonight. Jackson keeping it going. It runs into touch. And Lansing will have the throw on the backside. Richmond last year in what is now the USL Championship finished 15th. And talking with Coach Bulow, asking him about the move to USL League One. We looked at it as a move over and not a move down. Doesn't matter where we play, we're, of course, multiple leagues these fans have seen over the years, dating back to 1993. Remember the old USISL and the A-League, USL 2. Unprecedented success for a lower division club in the United States. And again, they predated anything in MLS. Very famous name in American soccer, the Richmond Kickers, on their maiden voyage in USL League One. And a lot of experienced USL players in this roster. We talked about the goal scorer, Dennis Chin, and Connor Shanoski, the longtime Richmond player, along that back line. And Kira Fitzgerald, who was with the Rowdies the last couple of seasons in Tampa Bay. Richmond have all 3 subs available. And should they continue to keep the lead, I'm sure you'll see some of those defensive-minded players come in to shore things up and get out of here with all 3 tonight. Switch of play, Moon. Chin will track back, do his due diligence defensively. Good one touch to Keita. Throw back to Lansing. And will yield a corner kick here for Lansing Ignite FC. So a great opportunity for the visitors. Nick Moon, the player to take. University Wisconsin-Milwaukee product. So you got to mind your P's and Q's. Want to give things up on a set piece. That one to the back post. Took ahead, they'll chase it to the near side. Get it sorted out. There'll be a throw in. Coming up high, Reese Williams, native of Weston, Florida. Real Monarchs player last year. Williams, high school legends at Cypress Bay, which is a powerhouse in South Florida. Multiple state championships there. A little do-si-do from Rodriguez getting out of trouble. Chin. Getting used to life as a winger. And an all-out number 9 most of his career. Okay, to the low knee. Take it into the corner and earn the throw in. 52nd minute, 1-0 Richmond. A club that's been part of that Richmond community for as long as you can remember. Richmond will have the restart. Okay, currently 5th in the table on 7 points. And advancing through. Chin is onside. And recognizing the danger was on. That went from 0 to 60 in a hurry. Both teams coming out of the locker room with some energy. Bushabane. Stoneman won't get there. It's early in USL League One. Standings don't mean much at the moment, but you can go up and down in a hurry. You don't have as many games under your belt. It's important to get off to a good start right now. Above that playoff line, Richmond in 3rd. At least in the virtual standings, they'll move up to 3rd as it stands right now. Entering the match at 2-2-1. They'll be 3-2-1 should they hold this advantage. Only North Texas and South Georgia Tormenta. North Texas still unbeaten at 4-0. Maxey switches it. There comes the speedy Mwape. Stoneman there with him step for step towards the Red Army. And the assistant referee awards the ball to Richmond and gets a healthy cheer. And here comes the counter. And too heavy on the ball in. Fitzgerald handles. There's a long ball. Fricky was there. Daniel Jackson still looking for his first goal of the season. Just waiting for a mistake. The pounce. Moon has shown his quality all evening. Koifik. Williams with the left foot. Puts it towards the back stick and overshoots his mark. Right idea, execution lacking. And Fitzgerald in front of possible substitutions getting their warm-ups in behind him. Richmond being outshot 5-2, but both of the kickers' shots have been on frame. Not so with Lansing. They're 5-1. Possession still 54% to the home side. Kickers have yet to get a corner kick in this one. One of those odd stats. 5 for Lansing. The team that's got the possession advantage, you'd think they'd have a couple. March that one backward. Going to get a few extra yards out of it as Moon. Hold up in the turn. Lopez Espin, who's been absent from this one thus far. Big target at 6'3" out of Miami. Going to make his mark. And a player who was suspended the last 3 USL games. Former Big East Player of the Year at Creighton University in Omaha, who we talked about at halftime, getting their USL League One franchise for next year. Good night out at City Stadium for soccer. Keita, and a giveaway. Mincingen leaves it across, shot on the way, and it is in. And the aforementioned Ricky Lopez Espin has leveled the scoreline with his second goal of the season. The assist to Mincingen, who came on at the half. The Miami native putting the finishing touches as we take a look. Oh, I had a chance, and I think Akira Fitzgerald will want to have another crack at that one. Able to slow it down, but it still found its way in. 58th minute, we're level at 1. And the kickers will have some work to do to regain the 3 points. One our score. Goal on either side of halftime for each of these two. They'll play in their third of 3 meetings. Coming up on the hour mark. Credit Nate Miller on that change. He brought out Kyle Carr, bringing Mincing in, and he helped lead Lansing to the equalizing goal. First assist of the season for the Brazilian. And coming to the line is Williams. And will yield a corner kick. So what you don't want is to go from 1 up to 1 down. So everybody needs to be on the same page here. Wow. Williams had some room, couldn't get it cleanly to the area. Diving header out of there. Able to clear as far as Stoneman. Back to Kyle Line. One game back to Fitzgerald. Lansing back on the front foot here. There'll be no shutout at City Stadium tonight. Last two wins for Richmond of the 1-0 variety. This has certainly been the bogey team to start the year, this Lansing Ignite side. And it will yield a goal kick. Is that an offside? Either way, Richmond lumping it forward. Chin. See it go out and will retreat. Keita. There's Jackson trying to pull it down, get a shot away, and misses it by that much. Left of the post, but a great look. And took it decisively. If there was anybody cracking that back post, you might have had it. Had the keeper beat. Nine watches it harmlessly go wide of the target. And if you're David Bulow, more of that, please. Getting a bit stretched here. Ignite on the attack. Great tackle. And paying the price for it, unfortunately, was Bolduc. Two 11s coming together. Celso saying it looked like the inside of the thigh, and that, from experience, can tell you does not feel good. Anything on that thigh. He's up, off the mat. Take a look. Yeah. Gonna feel that one tomorrow. Nothing mean-spirited in it. One of those things. 64th minute, 1-1 our score. Espin, the second goal of the year. That now leads Lansing United in goal scoring with 2. As they have been very balanced here in this their first year. Shanoski banging. Tracking it into the corner. We'll cycle it back around. LIFC. Koifik to Stoneman. The left side, Moon. Been a handful all night. Does not appear here with 25 minutes to go. The Lansing's going to sit and hope for a draw. They are feeling they can press and take the lead here. Dennis Chin, the goal in the 32nd minute. Hughes the assist. We went into halftime 1-0. And it was Rafa Minsingen sending it across. Lopez Espin making it count, getting it past Fitzgerald. And that's where we stand, 1-1. Plenty of time to go. Reese Williams. Nice ball. Collision at the end line. two combatants going head to head. In the end, it will yield a goal kick. Shake it off. Mincing with the fresh legs. Little shove in on
This is your last call for adult beverages.
Abubakar Keita.
All sales stop after the 70th minute. Last call for adult beverages.
Small from Williams again, but not too much on it. Wrong club. Rodriguez has a big job here to pull the strings here the next few. Chin inside the area. Will circle back around to his left foot. Dennis trying to feed Jackson. Intervention was made. Rodriguez to the right side. Crosses away. It's a good one. It's a side netting. And in behind for a goal kick once more. Positive play from the kickers, though. Kickers on the attack. Baldock fighting his way through, eventually cleared by Stoneman. Throw in kickers. Looking to retake the lead. Rodriguez to Akwe, coming across halfway. Oh, nice ball. In the end, no problem for Fricky. Very open game here as we get later. Wahab Akwe on that USL Team of the Week with Mataya Moape. Should Richmond win, we'll make it on the team for next week. Well, Ignite FC have something to say. Here's Mincingen. And it'll be a corner kick. In the 69th minute. 1-1 our score. This will be the 7th corner for Lansing. There has yet to be one for Richmond. One of those weird anomalies. This possession now right at 50-50. Whipped in. Back post, headed back towards that penalty spot. And Ignite FC continuing to look comfortable in the attack. Falls to Lopez Espin. And nearly disaster off of Richmond. Will have another corner. Everybody holding their breath at City Stadium. If you're going to concede a goal, make them earn it. Lifted the back of the 6, a step and a score. It is 2-1. And it's Brandon Fricky, the center back, comes up and gets just enough of it. And now Richmond trailing 2-1. He got position with that 6-2 frame. And in this second half, the kickers have went from 1 up to 1 down.
Richmond substitution entering match number 31, Braden Troyer, replacing number 80, Mutai Moape.
Well, we just hear the first change for David Bulow Was waiting there at the fourth official when the goal happened. Moape out, Troyer in. To shore things up, I guess, in the back. See how this shifts the shape. But now they've got work to do to just level the score line to avoid losing 3 times in the same season to the same team. Still a chapter to write in this one. Just a bit sloppy, and they paid the price. Troyer for Moape, 2 changes left for Coach Bulow. There's Chin, been the X factor tonight. Gallardo has got 3 goals on the season, looking for 4. Gallardo at the edge of the area. Will leave it to the right side. The buildup is good. Now at the edge of the area again, took a deflection, but safely in the hands of Kyle Line. Fricke's first goal of the year. Played the last couple of seasons with Des Moines Menace in the PDL. Now USL League 2. An appearance with Charlotte in 2015 before playing in Sweden for a little bit. Former Butler Bulldog. Star there in the Midwest for a couple of years. Drafted by Colorado Rapids, it never signed, but now he's got his first USO goal. And here happens on the road at Richmond as Lansing looking to put to bed a 2-game losing streak. Dennis Chin in the 15, the right. Gallardo to his left foot. Gallardo. And into the expensive seats. And now the chess match continues.
Richmond substitution.
Second change.
Departing the lineup, number 15, Dennis
So Chin is going to come off after scoring the goal. And we'll get a look at Charlie Boateng.
Charles Boateng.
Charles out of Kumasi, Ghana. Like Wahib Akwe, player that Coach Bulow told me this week, starting to assimilate and really grow into his role. Just 21 years old, now making his 3rd appearance. So a guy with some pace and some quality. Dennis Chin, job done. Got his goal tonight. Likely working back to full 90 minutes of fitness. So 1 switch left. Time is of the essence now as we're getting closer and closer to that final quarter hour. Keita. Lansing appealing for a foul that wasn't coming. 2 unanswered goals for the visitors. On the right side, slipping it down the line, leaving it back. Oh, a textbook. Coming away and marauding through the center of the park. And a foul will pull it back for a free kick. This should be a booking. As Mincingen not taken to ground. And Shinosky, I believe, the man going into the book. And that is the case. By my count, first yellow card for a kicker tonight. 7 shots, 3 on frame for Lansing, 4 and 2 for Richmond. Eight corners for Lansing, 0 for the kickers. Boy, they could use a couple of set pieces. Well, Richmond still yet to have a set piece goal this season. Richmond coming into this match 2-0 this season when scoring first. So you don't want to see a 1 in that second column. but some work to do in the next 15. Kickers coming into this match also tied for last in the league in shots. 36 coming in. They've had 4 tonight. Some argument there. I'm inclined to agree, the members of the Red Army for sure. And Ignite FC with this 1-goal advantage will use every time and every second they've got. Let's take a look right at the edge of the area. Perhaps looking for the foul. Was Keita. Now it's risk reward though. You're trailing a goal, you're late, you want to at least pull level, but you have to start coming out and stretching it a bit, and then that leaves the space in behind. So it's a risk reward. What point do you pull the strings and take some chances? As 2-1's manageable, get a couple of set pieces, you can equalize with that. 3-1 changes the thing completely. Or you can just rely on number 10. Gallardo slips it through. Rolls to the back stick. Gallardo off the post. Had a couple of cracks at it. And will that be the chance that the Kickers will rue? And of course, an Ignite player down. Oh my. Sending it in. Jackson got a touch to it and just couldn't whip that one back inside. Looked like Ein had that space covered. Nate Miller told me, I expect Richmond will change something and be motivated tonight. Both of those things have come to fruition. But right now, the result will be the same. 3 points in the bag for Lansing unless something changes in the next 12 minutes plus stoppage. Going to throw. Troyer winning the aerial. Off of Lansing. Sense of urgency now here for Richmond. Rodriguez splitting the center backs, starting the play. Troyer leaving it back. Gallardo has been dangerous the last couple of minutes. Won't get a chance that time. Intervention made by Ivo Cerda. And now getting caught out a bit. Cutting in, held up, spinning. Ouch. Job by Lansing to just keep possession here and make them chase. Keep them from having legs to get to the ends. Solid crowd here tonight too. A shame if it's spoiled by a loss. It's like the season opener back on the 30th of March. That game, Richmond was down 3-0. Came back to make it interesting, lost it 3-2. Season openers are a weird thing though. Especially when you've got a lot of newcomers. Keita to get things forward. Akwe jump up into the attacking half. Gallardo, nothing doing. Rodriguez the safety valve. Shanoski. Boubacar Keita. Those possessions great, but you got to do something with it. Shipping it into space. Nobody home. One change left for Coach Bulow. You have to think it's going to be an attacking piece of some sort. On the right side, getting it in. Do we have the first corner? We don't. Players bowling over. Ein down inside his own 6. Boateng trying to make his presence felt. Undercut him a bit. Stoneman, an unorthodox play at the ball. Here in the 82nd minute now. And the Kickers will be home to Virginia United in the U.S. Open Cup Tuesday night. You'll see a number of different players in that one before hosting FC Tucson next weekend. Then on the road for 3 of their next 4. Ignite have made a change. Celso St. Duke is off. Elma Nafor, the player in. It is young Cameroonian, 23-year-old, making his second appearance. He's at Asheville City of the MPSL last year. Guy who plays as a forward. So we're told. So Elmer N4. It's a situation you just waste about a minute getting the sub in. N4 wearing 24. Troyer getting feisty. Serda, player on the deck. And time running short for the Kickers here. Second half goals from Lopez Espin. And then Fricky.
Third Richmond substitution.
And the final change for David Bulow. Coming now.
Number 21, Maxi Rodriguez.
So Maxi is off.
Number 20, Luke Pavone.
So Luke Pavone will make his debut. Pavone, native of Churchville, New York. He's playing in Israel this time a year ago. He was signed just a few weeks back. 5'10", 160. Played at UMass collegiately. And then Buffalo State College, where he matriculated to. Wind picking up. So all 3 subs exhausted. There's a chance. The build-up for Jackson. Bolduc. And puts it high at the target. Another chance goes awry. A quality build-up, though. Almost want Jackson to have a go. And Lansing will make its final change. Nick Moon. A man of the match worthy performance. And we'll see Marshall Hollingsworth for the second time this season, native of Libertyville, Illinois. With Columbus Crew SC last couple of years, no MLS appearances. Drafted 41st overall in 2016 and was loaned to Pittsburgh Riverhounds, where he made 45 appearances and had 2 goals. In fact, missed 2018 with a knee injury that he suffered in 2017. So good for Nate Miller to get him some time here. And what, as it stands at the moment, is mop-up time. Unless Richmond can do something about it at the death. 2-1 to Lansing. Looking for the season sweep. And doing the deed twice on the road at that. The 87th minute. Off the chest. This game getting a little helter-skelter. Need to ask some questions and find some answers here in the last 4. That won't work. Full head of steam. Mincingen, who has the assist. Moshabane, Mincingen. And will be put wide and out of play. Richmond ball on the throw-in. Buckle up. Should be a fun final 3 minutes plus stoppage time. Gallardo will let it fly and put it wide. That's happened a couple of times tonight for Richmond. Eyeing the back stick and missing it. Boy, begging for a bit of a deflection to get it past Ein. Oh, good angle played by the keeper. 8th minute now, cramps needing to be stretched out. Shaking it off is Josh Hughes, who has covered a lot of ground tonight and had his first assist in that first half on the goal to Dennis Chin. Into the night sky it goes. Akwe. Back header. Gallardo chases. So they have at least one more build-up in them. Had a couple of goals. Should see a modicum of stoppage time. Guess it's 3 to 4. Number of subs, a couple of injuries. And foul isn't going to help the cause. Akwe will have to walk away. Right now, Brandon Fricke's goal in the 70th minute, the difference. It was Chen in the 32nd, Lopez Espin in the 58th, and Fricke in the 70th. And short time now, a minute. Still no corner kicks for Richmond. Be a nice time to get one. Not there. Rolls into touch. And the team still looking for its first set piece goal of the season. Wouldn't that be a brilliant way to finish this if you're a Richmond supporter? See if you can at least pull back a point. Now the benefit of playing them now, this Lansing team 3 times, is you don't have to play them again. 3 minutes, and you hear the reaction, a lot of hands in the air. Come on, there's been 2 goals, there's been a number of subs and some players on the ground, so folks in Richmond aggrieved a bit. And our stoppage time brought to you by Kreger's. Now, Princess Leia is not going to be happy with the way this is going to end. Who's going to be her only hope? That is the question in the next 2 minutes. We're in stoppage time, brought to you by Kreger's. Come out and grab life by the beer, and there you go! Help us, Daniel Jackson, you're our only hope. And it is tied at 2. And Jackson hit that like he used to bullseye womp rats in his T-16 back home on Star Wars night, ties the game at the death. His first goal of the season, and none bigger. A minute remains. Well, Coach Bulow said he was due to break out. In stoppage time, able to perhaps rescue a point. Still work to do, though. Mincing in. That was on target. Big save by Fitzgerald to keep it out. And here comes yet another corner kick. The 9th of this match for Lansing. And could be the last kick of this game. On its way, a low liner. Got to turn around and clear. All the way out of his 18 is Ein. We've played the minimum of 3. High in the air, back to the keeper Fitzgerald. Had a little bit of time because of the goal and the ensuing celebration. Now, it won't be the full 3 points, but a dramatic moment here early in the season that may spur Richmond on to something else. Bolduc, corner of the 18, as it poked away. A big win. And the full-time whistle from Matt Franz is there, but the Richmond Kickers rescue a point at the death. And Daniel Jackson, the man to do it. It finishes in a 2-2 draw. So the first points taken from Lansing Ignite this season. The two teams will split the spoils this evening. And Richmond improves to 2-2-2. Lansing drops to 2-3-1, their first draw of the season. We'll come back and put a bow tie on it. Richmond 2, Lansing 2.
New faces.
New players.
New ownership.
New challenges.
New league.
New opponents.
New rivals.
Joyful.
Authentic.
United.
Still your team.
Still obvious on.
Still the Richmond Kickers.
Problem Solvers Investigations with Laura French. Problem Solvers Investigations with Melissa Hippolyte. Every Tuesday and Wednesday at 11 on CBS 6 News.
New faces.
New players.
New ownership.
New challenges.
New league.
New opponents.
New rivals.
Joyful.
Authentic.
United.
Still your team.
Still RVA is on.
Still the Richmond Kickers.
Well, if you thought this one was done and dusted on May the 4th, you'd have to say Daniel Jackson would find your lack of faith disturbing. Star Wars Night comes with a big moment at the end of this one. We'll run through the highlights. Richmond's bookending this game with goals in the first half. It was Dennis Chin on this run in. Got the little playback from Hughes, and that led to the opener. Happened in the 32nd minute. That's where we were at the half of this one. But boy, Lansing, the Ignite, lit things up to start the second half. Is the sub Mincingen got it across. Ricky Lopez-Espin just able to skirt it by Akira Fitzgerald. We were level at 1. And then about 12 minutes after that, the team that had 9 corners in this match was able to score from this one. This was headed back by Brandon Fricke. I think the idea was to just get it back inside the 6, but it went in. His first goal of the season. It was 2-1, and into stoppage time, they appeared that they'd have all 3 points. But out of nowhere, Daniel Jackson, the Pittsburgh native, gets his first goal of the season to rescue a point. And Richmond will move up to 8 points on the season and give everybody a memory to remember at least the rest of this year. And they weren't done. They're looking for 3 all the way. Offside was a possibility. There's another chance. And Gallardo had a big impact on this game despite that one not going in. Rattled a couple of them in and out. This was earlier in the half as they were trying to find the young Charles Boateng. So really the last 10 minutes, Richmond coming to life and really earning the point tonight in a 2-2 draw, their second of the season. So they're unbeaten in 3. Lansing, on the other hand, able to stop a 2-game losing skid by going on the road and getting a point. Nothing to sneeze at, but when you've got that goal advantage, you hate to see it gone at the death. So Lansing Ignite 2-2 with Richmond. You see shots close to even. Richmond had 1 more. Both teams had 4 on target. Possession in the end goes to Richmond. Yellow cards 1 and 2 as you see there. Again, the thing you don't see, 9 corners for Lansing Ignite, 0 for Richmond. So no opportunities on the set piece, at least that way, but in the end, able to get a point. 2-2, the final score. Now Richmond and Lansing going to look ahead to U.S. Open Cup later this week. And we'll have a feel-good moment here tonight in the city of Richmond. The Kickers at the death get a 2-2 draw with Lansing. For our entire crew, for our producer Wes Zintek, I'm Jeff Radcliffe saying so long from City Stadium as Richmond and Lansing finish 2-2. Good night.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League League One cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League League One.